I think that we are going to make Subway the first build on this particular part of the street. Opposite the hospital, branching off from the arcade, this is a good place for it. I think that the current best place for IKEA is going to be along the road out of the city, right next to our petrol station. I think that at a certain point in time, we'll be able to make a really cool retail park out here as soon as we have some more builds. But for now, this place is really starting to turn into something cool. You know what? The position for this is actually an easy one. I think that this is going to look excellent right next to Subway. Unfortunately, this does require us to move the Lego store, but the Adidas store has to go next to Nike. It just has to. Perfect. I think that a great spot for the police station is going to be right behind the hospital. I think that this will really start to add a little bit more life to this street, and it gives us a great excuse to add some vehicles to it as well. We actually have to add these to our city now. So, first of all, I am going to add each one of these into the car lot at the back of the police station. However, I am also going to dot these around town as well. This may seem a little bit obvious, but I am going to place the fire station right next to the police station. They go together like birds of a feather. So, I'm not sure if this is a good idea or not, but nowhere else is kind of calling to me. I think that the cafe would actually look good adjoined to the park, where we have the field behind the suburbs. On this rare occasion, I do not have a plan on where to move the beach into the city, so we are going to keep it exactly where it is. I have built some infrastructure around it. We have a road that leads to the beach, and we have a small car park and a pathway, but other than that, we are going to leave it as it is, and in a future episode, we are going to have to make some changes to the city and further refine the layout. But for now, I think that this is a great place for it. We're gonna have to find a new place to make tutorials, but that's okay. At this current point in time, I do believe that the best place for the bank is going to be right next to the mall, which means unfortunately we do have to move the hotel, but you know what, these things just have to happen. There we go, that's perfect. Where else would you need a bunch of your money if not at the mall? This is a blast. This is once again a tricky one. Just like the beach, I don't quite know where to put this. So, I think that the best place for this right now is actually going to be right next to the beach. I mean, these things do kind of go hand in hand. We have a theme park next to the beach. I'm not quite sure that we can handle that much fun in this particular area of the city, but we're certainly gonna try. This place is an absolute blast to design and build for you. At this moment in time, I think that the best place for our Burger King is going to be right next to our cinema. There's not really another good spot for it at the moment, but I do have some ideas coming up in the future. Unfortunately, there isn't a great spot for KFC at the moment, so we are going to put it in storage next to Burger King, but I do have some great ideas for this build once the city is a little bit more developed. On this incredibly rare occasion, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually going to place 2 bus stops in Mini City. The first one is going to be placed next to the arcade in the center of the city. We are only going to place the bus stop here. And for the next bus stop, we are actually going to place it at the beach. And this time, we are going to accompany the bus stop with a bus. So, we actually have a little bus route already. We can go from the city to the beach and back again. For the time being, we are going to place Starbucks right next to KFC in our storage zone. There isn't a great place for Starbucks right now, but in the very near future, we are going to have somewhere to put this. For the time being, we are going to place Jump World next to IKEA. The reason for this is that we will eventually create a retail park in which IKEA, Jump World, and many other builds will all be together.